Welcome again to Dog Tricks of the Trade. Now what we're going to be looking today at is grooming Springer feet again, but somebody just sent me a little message and a picture of their show dog that they want to start getting ready for the ring, and this male has great big feet, and that doesn't quite match the breed standard, and that's why I'm starting over here with Kira, because the most important thing when you're grooming a show dog is to know your breed standard. If you don't know your breed standard, then you don't know how to groom your dog. It's that simple. The judge has 3 minutes to look at your dog. In their mind, they are seeing the perfect English Springer Spaniel from the breed standard that they have been taught and they learn, and they're trying to match up the different dogs in the ring. Which dogs here closely fit that breed standard? Those are the 4 that they're going to bring in. Those are the 4 they're going to look at and then go on to championship points. So we need to start there. What is a good Springer foot? So in my mind, before I even start to trim Noah, okay, I want to look at Kira, who we've been seeing a lot of lately. Now, Kira has, quote unquote, the perfect Springer foot. It is round, it is tight, the bone of this front foot pretty much goes right down into the foot. You can't even see any kind of paddle around here. And it's got a very, very, very high arch to it. That, in my opinion, is the perfect Springer foot. In the 1960s, we started with a round Springer foot only. As we changed our breed standards, as we do every 10, 15, 20 years, then we added an oval foot, which is fine. I do not care if it's round or oval. As long as the dog can jump in the water, bring me back a bird, as long as they can find, flush, retrieve, and bring me back a bird in the field, it doesn't matter, and I have never seen any difference between a round-footed and an oval-footed front leg Springer have more benefits to hunting, and that is the way we need to judge this breed as a hunting dog. So I'm going to show you hers. When I'm doing his foot, this is what I am going to try to match, because that, ideally, is what the judge is going to want to see in the show ring. Now, I'm going to set up 2 cameras today, okay, for you guys over here. And then I am also inviting, on my cell phone, my Facebook feed. This way, I am going to be able to record from both directions. And then when I upload it, bam, there we are. Okay, I'm back. I hope we're good this time. Alright, that was saying hi to my Facebook people. Alright, I think I'm all set here with the camera. Let's go. Now, I love these WAHs. Everybody knows I like them. They're cordless. I put it on the shortest, which I guess would be a 30. Okay, now you can see the feet on this dog. Let me touch this off. Noah, get back, sweetheart. Okay, I'm going to do an aerial view. All right, stand up. Put your full body weight. Okay, now you can see how big this foot is. It's big, it's sprawled out. I wouldn't quite call it a paddle foot because he does have some very nice, interesting high arching here in the foot, but it could be cleaned up. Now let me show you guys. Oh. Okay, it doesn't like to do that. Well, anyway, so if you could see his foot, and it just wouldn't let me do that. Anyway, he's got a big foot. I wouldn't call it a paddle foot. So you can see on the other filming, which I just did, and it does look pretty good on that one. All right, so now we're going to start with my wireless clipper because I can move everywhere with it. This is on what I call a 30. A 30. You'll be able to see this on this side here. Now, what I do with this is I go right up against the side of this foot. Just like that, right up. See what I did there? Okay, I'll do it again over here. Take this and I go right up. Straight up. Okay. Now I'm going to do it for you guys on this side. Get over there. Okay, Noah, Let me get back. Yeah, this is a pet. This is not a show dog, so he's not used to being fiddled around with. Okay, so I take this clipper and I go straight up the side of that foot. Straight up. Straight up there. Okay? Over here, I do the same thing. I go straight up. And I've got this wall on its shortest blade, which to me is, I guess, a 30. I don't know. I don't want to tell you use a 30 on an Andis or an Oster because I have never used an Andis or an Oster clipper to do Springer feet in this way. I have always had one of these. So that is what I'm recommending, is that right there. Now, already, boom, I have taken off a good third of the size of that foot just by doing that. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. That is how effective, I don't even know if you guys can see it or not. That is how effective this is. Look, I took like a third, quarter to a third. Anyway, so there you go. And there you go. Now again, he could use Noah, please. He could definitely use more arch in his foot. So unlike Kira, that I pretty much took all this top hair off and matched it to the regular coat on her foot, I am sure not going to do that with this dog. Okay, but you know what? I'm even going to do that last. Because that's going to require sculpting. On this dog, I am going to use Corrective Grooming. I am going to create an optical illusion on this dog to give him a better Springer foot than what he has to match our breed standard. So this is not pet grooming here that I'm showing you. This is definitely show grooming. All right, with the full weight of the dog on the table, you don't want to pick this foot up and do this. I am going to take this scissor and go around the bottom of the foot. Stop. Oh yeah, we all have trouble with that. Here, you can't, I really can't pick up this foot and then trim that foot, even if I had a second person, because the minute I do that, it changes the shape of the foot because now all of his body weight's on that. And then guess what? When you're done, it's going to look like crap. So you can't do that. It's just, you just got to deal with it. Okay, I hope everybody can see. I'm going to try to pull these in a little bit closer. All right, now I haven't even touched the normal top of this hair, and it's probably been 6-8 weeks since he was groomed last. All right. Now again, this is not something you would never go under the pad with your clipper in between the weave, the woven part. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to stand back up. All right, so I don't know. I love these double duck curb shears. I mean, it's really all I've been using for grooming Springers, like for 30 years. That's it. I don't even own a straight shear other than this tiny little foot shear. So, because it's a round dog, round scissor, just makes sense to me. All right, so now I'm just going to go over the top of this foot, and that is exactly what I'm doing. I am just going to sculpture the top hair. I'm not going to take it off. I'm actually leaving a whole lot on, as you can see. Up, up, up. And again, this absolutely positively requires that you have kept the toenails short as possible, and that you have kept matting. Okay, well, that you've kept matting out from between the toes. You cannot lose any of that precious hair that lives inside this dog's toes and be able to do this dog show optical illusion technique to make great big flattish Springer feet into something that more matches the breed standard, which is a tight foot. Again, don't care if it's round or oval, but you want to give all this appearance of that high arch. Remember Kira? She had this huge high arch across the whole front of her foot, which is lovely to look at and lovely to groom, because all I have to do is just take away the hair that's not neat and just let the judge see the full bone and structure of her foot. However, on this dog, I have to apply my tricks of the trade. Now go back and watch my other foot videos if you haven't, and you will see a huge difference to what I am doing here versus what I did there. Now, when you get to the dog show, this dog is going to have a bath on the table with buckets and water and a little bit of, and then rinsing. So all of this is going to be soaked to the skin, which is a good thing. Okay, then after that, you take a towel, you dry it, and then take all this hair in between the toes that's still damp, wet, and pull it up so it actually dries the best it can in that direction of being fully up and on top of that foot. Then do whatever as far as how you want to dry your dog in whatever order, and you wrap the ears. Then you come back to the feet. When the feet are damp dry, not soaking wet, damp dry, this is where you want to use cornstarch. One of the few places we still use cornstarch in this breed. This is where I would use it. I would take cornstarch when this foot was damp. I would pack this whole foot in cornstarch. I would put it everywhere. Pack, pack, pack. I would take my cornstarch and pack it in there, pack, pack, pack. Then I would leave it. I would just barely pull the hair up. You don't want to knock any of that nice old cornstarch out. And then again, go about trimming your dog. In a matter of moments, in under 5 minutes, that cornstarch will make that entire foot dry, and that's what I'm after. You don't want to put cornstarch on a soaking wet foot. You are going to make glue and paste, and it's disgusting. You just want to put it on a halfway wet, more than damp dry foot, because you want the cornstarch to go in there and absorb into the hair, which it will do. And you want to actually make that hair stiffer. You want to make it whiter. And you also want that cornstarch to go in there and absorb it and fluff this up. The cornstarch will actually give it more volume and more fluff. And when you brush out the cornstarch that is left behind will act as a hairspray, if you will, and will allow all this hair to stay up that you have sculpted. And when you're in the ring, if you're in a big class, have your slicker brush and your water bottle ringside where you can get to it. Be sure that the judge cannot see what you're doing. So put your fanny towards the judge and lean over. Let me see if I can go grab this real quick since I don't have it out here. Here's your trusty water bottle ringside. So what you want to do with this slicker is not get it too wet, just a little bit wet. Then you want to pick up your dog's foot and you want to do this the whole way up. Now, wow, what a difference. I mean, I hope that the camera can show you just the difference in me just doing that right now to this one foot when I took this slicker that was slightly wet. So before you go in the ring, and obviously when you're in the ring, if it's not just, a 4-dog class where you've got to be on your toes every minute, every second, if it's a bigger class, have your stuff ringside. I can't even see what I'm showing you guys on the side. trying to move the camera so that everybody can see what's going on here. So just what I just did there right now. Now, it's given this dog this high arch. The foot looks much tighter. And, oh golly gee whiz, it looked like a big flat paddle before we began. And now, because I did that little trick here on the sides with that wall closed blade, look at this. And I'm doing this, okay? So now I'm fluffing up the hair on the bone. And now look, gee, I mean, that almost looks like a male version of Kira's foot. And this dog has horrible feet. I'm sorry, he is a pet, and I love him dearly, but this dog does not have good feet whatsoever. But guess what? You can trim him, and all you need is that 3 minutes with the judge. Right, and if you're in a lineup, there's a loose hair here that I am going to get. If you're in that big lineup, and that judge is coming down the line, looking at all the fronts of the dogs, there's my brush, a little bit there. So, and again, you're fanny to the judge. This equipment is outside the show ring. You go over and you do that. And look what you've got. So, for the short period of time that you are in the ring, trust me, that will be all the magic trick you need. So as far as tricks of the trade grooming, this is perhaps the first chance that I've had to show you a really good trick on grooming, corrective grooming, that will actually correct a foot so you can show it better in the show ring. So there versus what that foot originally looked like. And believe me, there's a huge difference. This is, for all intents and purposes, that is a perfect foot when I'm looking at it if I were a judge. So there you go. Okay, so that will say goodbye for today. And over here on the other camera, Noah and I will also say goodbye for the day. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that answered some questions that people might have about big, maybe flattish, weak across here, not much arch in the foot, kind of Springer foot, and you're trying to get them ready for the show ring. Well, guess what? You can. All right? But it does, what does it take? It takes Deb's dog tricks of the trade. So there we have Noah's perfect show foot, which, believe me, 20 minutes ago was not so perfect. So, and there you go. But look, be careful. Look at all this hair I left. Let me see if I can show you. Okay? I left all of it. This dog hasn't been groomed in like 6 to 8 weeks. Okay? So I left all of that. Look how much hair, I left all of it. And all I did with my round double duck is I just went on top and very carefully kind of shaped the top of it, but I left all that hair. Now for a pet trim, I'm going to go back and take all that hair off because people living in a house don't want all that hair. And he'll probably be mad at the next time he comes and he brings in water and stuff into the house. But for showing, yes, you want to leave all that nice hair there. Well, that is a beautiful Springer foot now. And I will for sure see you next time, whether it's with Noah, Kira. And on Thursday, I have a live feed plus video coming up of a black and white champion show Springer in show coat. So I will be able to show you show dog grooming on a completed top coat. He was shown at our March specialty, so what's that, almost 2 months? That's way too long. But we will see what we can do. I'm sure we can get something done that will be really interesting. So I hope everybody can join me on Thursday, and those on my YouTube channel can join me anytime. And please do click that subscribe button And if you like these videos, put a like underneath them. And to get my entire library, go under my picture banner and push videos. And then a whole big drop down panel comes in and you'll see every video that I have produced thus far, because Facebook just gives you like about 6 across the top. And there's like 20 or more now at this point. And they'll last forever. Forever, forever. All right. So I'll see you on Thursday. Okay. Okay. Noah, say goodbye. Noah, say goodbye. He says, no, I'd rather say goodbye to the whole shop and go home. Yes, he would. Sweet boy. The boys are always the sweetest. Okay. Bye-bye. I am going to go have another cup of coffee. It's a little bit too early yet for the wine. All right. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.